you could share this page with Mimon also.
Yeah. So then now today we're going to talk about Android. So you will be very happy to know that you can start your Android application development on one of the following particular things. So developing Android applications, so operating systems that we can use, you can have, so every, Android application development or every software requires some, operating system requirements. So operating systems that you can use to develop the applications, it can be Microsoft, starting from Microsoft Windows XP and later versions. And also you can use Mac OS X version 10.5.8 and later after that. You understand? With Intel chip, they should be having Intel chip. What do you mean by Intel chip? Processor Intel, and the board should be also from Intel OS X. And you can also use Linux as the main important thing because it's based on Linux. So of course, Linux will be the first thing, including GNU C library 2.7 or later. They should be having this library or late. So these are all the operating systems where we can run this, or we can just start developing Android applications. Okay. Second point is that all the required tools to develop Android applications are freely available and can be downloaded from the web, from the internet. So you can download any particular application following the list of softwares you will be reading. So what you need is, the tools that you need are, or that you need to start the Android development are, the basic tools. So first you need Java JDK, which is Java Development Kit, which is already installed because we worked with NetBeans, right? JDK 5 or later, starting with 5. You cannot use 4, so or later versions, or you can use 8.0. And you have two IDs, either Android Studio or you can use Eclipse. But Eclipse is not, now usable because Android have stopped support to Eclipse. So you have to use Android Studio for developing the applications. All right, so recently I got the news. I'm not sure about it. I'm not pretty sure about it. But so these are the two tools mostly. So you need one particular IDE with the help of which we can write the code. That's called as IDE. And you need also the platform of Java JDK 5 or later versions. So these are the two tools which you require, which are very important in order to start developing applications. All right. So how do you start setting up Java Development Kit? You can download the latest version of Java JDK from Oracle's Java site. So as you know how to, you can just search over there. What you have to do if you have already installed, because I think we have already installed, you can go to command prompt, Windows R CMD. Hadil, you will write here Javak in order to check. So it's not installed here. I don't think so. Hello? Lai? Who is this Lai? Please change the name. Hello? Khadil.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Lubna, change the name. It's coming something different.
Okay.
Yep. So now you are all here. So this is very important thing, which I'm not going to repeat again. This is the installation step, which is very important. And without this, you cannot do anything. So setting the Java development kit JDK. So first of all, what you can do is you will download it from the website. You will go to google.com. Are you here with me, all of you?
Mm-hmm.
You can even say NetBeans, JDK with NetBeans. So JDK with NetBeans, NetBeans with JDK. And you'll get the website here, JDK 8U, that's the 8.2 version, as we need a version. So accept the terms and conditions, and these are Java SE NetBeans co-bundle. You can see we have the operating system Windows 64-bit, so you will download this one. Click on it. But if you have in your laptop, so there's no need. It will ask you to save it, so you will get save option here. It's 326 MB space it needs to have. Let it download. I'll have my TR. Hello.
Yeah.
Now my download is ready. Over here, I will just click on it and run it. You have to perform the same steps in your laptop and make sure that you are going to perform them. Otherwise, your 2-3 months will be wasted. You won't be able to do anything if you did any wrong step here. So NetBeans, this are already installed, can cancel to exit. So it's already installed for me. But then why it didn't work for me? Why it's not working? Oh, sorry. Yep, Java is here. Okay, Java is here, so it's here. It's already here. But if you have not installed it, you need to download in the same way. Okay. So install it. It will automatically create the folders in my C drive. Where is it? Program files, and there will be Java. You can see Java development kit is here, and it's already installed in my system. So next thing is, I don't think we need to set the path. After you install it, you need to finally set the path. Finally, setting the path like we had not and Java home. Let's do it home, so that environment, which is, these are the set steps which you have to do. Environment to refer to the directory Java and Java this, which is typically in Java install bin and Java install directory. So if you are running Windows and install the JDK, see this, you would have to put the following path. For example, now you know that, how do you set the path? So you know that our folders are in C, and this is C drive, then we have program files, then we have Java, and this is JDK. So it's in
Java.
C, this is the path. So it's in C, program files, Java, SDK. So you have to move to this directory by using command prompt, and then you have to write here the command, how to set the path. So I will show you how to move there. We have to go to command prompt. If you have to check what's in the directory, you will say dir, okay? But I will suggest you to use ... to go to C drive. Now we are in C drive here. And when you go to dir, you can see here, we have to navigate to program files. I will use cd pro program files and then hit enter. That second step. Then again, dir and check what's inside it. You will see a lot of things here. Now you can see Java. It's the same graphical way. Java is here. Now what I'm going to do, cd to Java again, and ls in Java. Here is, sorry, not ls, it's Linux-based command. I'm teaching cybersecurity nowadays. So dir here. So you will see JDK first. So we have to navigate to cd JDK. And here, now we are inside. When you go to dir, you will see copyright include this zip file and all. So here what we have to do is we have to write the command set path equals to the same path. So I can even, what we can say, you need to copy it. Let me just go to C, not D drive. So you need to copy this path, go to program files, Java, inside it, just copy this. Right click over here, copy. Minimize it, and you just have to paste it. It will come here, just when you click. So C, program files, Java, JDK 11. There is bin. Yeah, bin. So this path you can even write just bin after it. bin. Sorry, not capital, small. And then you will just give a small semicolon, and then you will just write percentage path and percentile symbol path. So you can see you have to go and write the command set path C, the path which is of your Java JDK folder with bin, and then semicolon, this is the path, and hit enter. It's set. You can see. This is the first command. Right click here, just I'm going to copy it for you and paste it. So that's the first thing. All right, the first command that you have to use. Next thing is you have to set the Java home path. So for that, what you have to do, again, you have to do the same thing. Set, again, the set command, but Java home is the variable name. It's Java home capital. It's called to, again, the same path without bin. So I will copy and paste it here. That's it, Java JDK, but without bin you have to give. So I will just copy this thing again, and then go to my, you can say Control C, set, you can see Java home, C, program file Java JDK, and hit enter, hit set. So these are the two paths which we are done with. Please go with it and do it first. Carlos and rest of the students. If you found any mistake or any problems, you can let me know. Both the commands are here after installing it. I guess it's already installed in Hadil's
ماشي
computer
زين يلا أنا
also.
بطلع. ماشي وأنا بطلع
No.
لي.
And Hadil, if you found any mistake, where is Amal?
Mr. Johar,
Yeah.
how we study for the year 2 and we didn't do the final?
It's just exam. Exam will do.
Okay, maybe
Exam.
maybe we didn't pass in the exam. How we study for year 2?
No. It's not like that. You will you will pass the exam. Don't say like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's the
Wait, so
problem
the
because it's a batch. So our main exam was on the date. Exact date was on 15th of April. You people didn't pay the fees. That was the problem. So that's why. So our starting date was on 2022 for the second year. So we have to move accordingly. So it's your mistake. It's not our mistake. If you would have paid on time, we would
No,
have
Mr.
completed the
Johar, you
exam.
told us to pay in 22, yeah? In we pay
No. The
in
thing is,
17.
right now there is. You
And you
paid on
told us
17.
to we do the exam in 22, yes? After you said we cancel the exam. The
Exam listen, it is based, I told you, I'm not sure on 22. And now what happened here, just because of the issues, we cannot go office, we have canceled it. That's the problem. So we are in home. I'm not in my office. I'm in my home right now. So we cannot go and we cannot hold the exam. So that's why we postponed it in the next month. It will be in the first week of May now. So until that, all of you will pay the fee, and that's it. Already we have received the fee, so there is only one student, and you will have the exam all together. That's also a factor because we cannot, you two paid, and then we cannot have the exam for only 2 students. Just before some time on 15, we just had the exam of 3 students because they paid the fee very early. They were ready. But it's not a good thing to, again and again go and conduct the exam of 1 student, 2 students. You're just 7 students, so it's now. I'm gonna do it. I will just fix a date after this month and then do it all together. But just try to install this and then set the path, please. Take your time.
I'll do it later on.
Carlos, are you done with it?
Nearly, just wait.
Yeah, so but it cannot be it can be different for you. Maybe most of the latest computers, if you have Windows 10, then this can be the path, I'm sure. But if you're using any other operating system, I'm not sure about that. Whenever you install it, will be by default the same path. Lubna and Hadil,
Yeah.
try to do it without this thing. You won't be able to do anything next.
لولو ايش نسوي؟
الله يعد
لا
معلمك.
حولك. استغفر الله العظيم.
لولو انا كنت قاعده اصبغ الغرفه.
It's coronavirus. Astaghfirullah.
تدخل شو نصير طيب؟
طيب.
انا قاعده اصبغ. مش فاضيه قولي لي.
ما أعرف أنا لسه داخلة على فكرة ما فاهمة حتى.
خلاص انا حكمل صبغ اذا كلمني اكتبي لي على الواتساب يلا.
الناس جنت.
Okay, I'm done. I was too lazy to do the command line stuff, so I just went on Google and searched the graphical user interface. Because that's how I did the path. That's why I just used the graphical user interface like months ago.
You can do it in the right hand. You just go to computer, right hand, properties, advanced, and then use environment variables will be there, and you can go over there and set the path. But it's very simple if you set it. You just need to write the command automatically. It will.
I'm just trying to be safe.
I took screenshot for all this path
Great.
to do it later on.
Yeah. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Lubna and Miss Hadil.
Maybe they're left.
They left?
No, we are here.
You're
I
done.
am here.
خلصت
Why
ولا
don't you
الحين؟
talk?
أنا قاعد أصبر.
هديل.
لا خلاص. ايش فيك صار خير؟
يونو حالتي صعبة اسكت.
لا بنت الحلال حط ميوت. استغفر الله.
ما تكلموني طيب بدي أعرف أكمل شغلي.
Okay, after that. Are you done, Lubna? You want me to continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay, great. So what we have to do is, next thing is we need to download now the main important IDE. So as I've told you, there are two types of IDEs. Either you can download Eclipse or you can use Android, as Android Studio is the main Eclipse, the IDE, or you can say the software which we are going to use for the development of Android applications. So it's the official one, so we should always use the official one. We'll go and search for Android Studio. And it's going to be the first one here, the website, the official website of Android, developer.android.com. I will click on it. And here's it. Android Studio provides the fastest tools for building apps on every type of Android device. So this is the latest version, 3.6 for Windows 64-bit. So it's 760 56 MB. So you can select it and download it, accept the terms and conditions of this software, and download Android Studio for Windows. Those who have Mac, they can have a different version. Now it's downloading here. Oh, my speed is very great right now. Very fast.
Is it 20 Mbps?
It's, yeah, 28, 29.
Nice.
It's megabytes. It's not, it's if you, Mbps means if you go through Mbps, it is more than that. We have just upgraded the network of our villa.
Nice.
It's 247 Mbps.
Sorry, no need to show off. I know you have the best Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I like to show off, man. I like to show off. No, I don't like to show off, but this is the internet speed which I like to show off. Rest of the things I don't like to show off. So we were downloading, we have done it. We will go over here, and this is the setup. What we are going to do, right click on it and run it as an administrator. So it's just installing it. You can do the same thing on your own particular computers. Yep, so setup will guide you through the installation of Android Studio. We'll go and click next here, Android virtual device, Android Studio. You want a device also with the help of which we can check the applications. Next, it's going to store it in program files, Android Studio. We don't have any issue. If you want change, you can change it. Next, this is the name of the folder, Android Studio. And here we go. It's very simple to install, so all right, we are done with the installation. We will just go to next now and completed Android Studio setup. Finish to close up. If you want to start it, you can just click on finish and it will automatically start it. Here we go. It's going to start Android Studio powered by IntelliJ. So here it's going to give you option import Android Studio settings, configure installation folder. We do not have to go with this. We will go with do not import settings. Click OK. Make sure that you're going to just go with the default setting.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, I can't hear anything. What? I think it's me.
Hello?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I think that was me. My bad. Because your name is, my name is on top of yours.
Muted. Yeah, you muted your
My
voice.
bad. Sorry.
Not an issue. So here, choose the type of setup that you want. You will go with the default one, which is standard. Wait a sec. Android Studio will be installed with the most common settings and options. Next, here is the interface. You can choose Dracula or light. It's up to you. If you want Dracula, you can go with Dracula, or you want white light, you can. So I'm gonna go with Dracula or Darkola. And here, previous thing, if it's light, then it's gonna be better for me. Next here, and then finish. So this is location, total size is this, Android emulator will be downloaded. These are components which will be downloaded. So the setup was this, but it's gonna download all these same things now. Android emulator, Android SDK build-up tools, platform tools, accumulator or emulator, and then we'll just finish up. Now it's going to start downloading all the things. You can start installing this also. Download it and install it. That's it. Installed Android SDK platform tools in this. Intel Hexam installed successfully, and you can finish it up. And here we go. This is the main important thing. So go with it first, all of you, and then I will move ahead with the next step. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. I've already installed it.
Alrighty. How about these two girls, Adil and Lubna? Where is Amal?
Maybe she sleep.
Hello.
I don't know.
Oh. All right, this is almost 2 hours class today, so not an issue, but it's very important to install this thing. Lubna, have you installed this? You don't want to install this? It's a, we have to, why don't you understand? We have to work on this from today onwards. And this is going to take 2 months on this particular software. Have you installed it?
شنو الستارج؟ كاتب برنامج شو هذا؟
لولا ما نزلت
It's
ولا
up to you.
برنامج.
You don't want to work? No, not an issue. Keep listening. No problem. I have no issues. Are you done, Carlos? I'm telling you something. You should take it serious.
Yeah.
استغفر الله.
If you're not serious, you can leave the class. I have no issues.
لولو مشينا؟
ما أي برنامج أنا ما أعرف أصلا البرنامج شنو.
You are wasting the time of other students also. All right.
احنا بنات كلب بنسأل. سكر المايك.
So I didn't told you about one thing. What is open? I told you about Open Handset Alliance or Alliance and Open Handset Alliance. It was basically
the people who made it.
Yeah, the people who made it. So basically, there were like 84 companies. I didn't mention
84?
this thing. So,
What?
yep. So it is a consortium of 84 companies such as Google, Samsung, AKM, Synaptics, KDDI, Grumman, Teleca, eBay, Intel, Astra. So, and it was established on 5th of November 2007, led by Google. So it was committed to advance open standards, provide services, and deploy handsets using the Android platform. That was the important thing. So there were almost about 84 companies under this alliance. Companies like Samsung, Google, and like Google, Samsung, Atri. Okay. And I told you about applications that we are going to develop, how we can develop, how we can have. And I told you about history of Android, right? I told you about versions also.
Yeah, and their code names.
Yeah. Now I'm going to define the architecture of Android. Another page, Android architecture, how basically an app is made and how it's able, or how it's, able to communicate with the hardware parts of your mobile phone. So Android architecture, or you can say Android software stack, it's just whenever you talk about a software, it's basically a package of stacks, right? It's a package of files, it's a package of, programs. So that's called as stack. So Android architecture, it's categorized into 5 paths. It has been divided into 5 paths, into 5 parts. First is the starting one, which is, I told you, Android operating system is based on Linux. So that means Linux kernel, basic thing, the hardware part. So native libraries, which are helping us to, develop an application, which are inbuilt in. So native libraries, you can say the middleware also, who are helping us to communicate with the Linux kernel. Then Android runtime, so which is going to help us to run an application. Then application framework, the framework of an application, when you develop an application like WhatsApp, so the framework of that, which is basically giving us the platform like GUI, then applications. So this is a step-by-step ways, or you can say the architecture of, you can say Android. And basically, first thing is this Linux kernel is going to communicate with the hardware part of your mobile. Then there are native libraries which are going to communicate with Linux kernel. Then Android runtime will be communicating with libraries. And then applications framework will be communicating with runtime. And then applications will be able to communicate with, they are linked with application framework. So this is a step-by-step process. So if you talk about, it's just like an OSI layer, OSI model. If you talk about, have you heard about OSI model?
No.
So there are 7 layers in the OSI model. It's just in networking, which I'm going to teach you in the next year, inshallah, if I will be here. So it's a step-by-step way. Applications will be communicating with application framework, and then application framework will communicate with Android's runtime, and that runtime will communicate with middleware, and that will help us to communicate with Linux kernel. And kernel will let you communicate with the parts of your hardware, like processor of your mobile, RAM of your mobile, storage of your mobile. So that's the structure of your Android operating system. So applications like home, your contacts, or you have WhatsApp in your home. So then application framework will be like activity manager, Windows manager, in system or location manager, resource manager, whatever is there in the backside. These are backend things. And Android runtime. So in Android runtime, like we have Java Virtual Machine, right? VM, JVM as a runtime in NetBeans, right? In the same way, every particular platform is having its runtime machine. So in Android, we have Dalvik VM here, with the help of which we are able to run the particular application on Android operating system. So Dalvik Virtual Machine. this is the thing you need to remember. So in Android, we have runtime environment based on Dalvik. I'm going to talk about it later on, but just remember this right now, Dalvik VM. All right. This is 4th. And then after that, we have native libraries. In native libraries, we have a lot of other things, like we have media in it. We have SQLite. I told you we are using, SQLite to store the data. So media is there in lab. So we have SQLite. We have SSL, which is security. We have OpenGL. We have free types. We have graphics also. So these are all the libraries. Like in Java, we have Java libraries. In C programming, we have programming libraries for C. So for every language, they have their own built-in libraries. In the same way, we have for Android application development, they used to have their own libraries, and there are types: media library, SQLite, SSL, OpenGL, free type, and graphics. And this is the kernel, which is basically nothing but these are device drivers. So why we are using drivers? So that those drivers will be able to communicate with the hardware part. Device drivers used to communicate with the hardware of mobile phones or device. So this is the information about the architecture. So how the things are working in Android, this is the way. So this is Linux kernel, which is basically all about drivers, which we are using to communicate with the hardware parts of your mobile. Then libraries, and then, so if you go from bottom to top, then only you will understand. Applications will be able to communicate with framework. Then there will be Dalvik MV, which is helping us to run the application. Then native libraries are used, like if you are watching the media, if you watch for example, you have WhatsApp in your mobile phone, you are running it. So the graphical view, it's a media library which is giving you the graphical view, the images you are viewing. You are changing the interface. You are going to change the DP. That's all about native libraries that we have available. And the SQLite, which is basically storing that data in your mobile phone. And then drivers, which will help us to communicate with the particular hardware of that mobile phone. So that's the architecture. So Dalvik machine, as I've told you, Dalvik or DVM, it's responsible to run an Android application. So whatever the mobile phones you do have, so they used to have this particular virtual machine Dalvik, which is helping us, or which is basically responsible for running an Android application. So it's like just JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So, but it's optimized for mobile devices only, and it consumes less memory and provides faster performance. It's better than JVM also. So that's it consumes Dalvik. You need to just remember about two things about it. Simply, it's very fast, and it uses less memory. These are the two very important things in Dalvik, or you can say DVM. Okay. Now, we will go ahead, and I'm going to give you a practical step how to create a project. So this is, you can see over here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So you can see over here, this is the version 3.6.3, open an existing. If you want to create a new Android project, you can do that. If you want to open an existing, check out project from version control profile or debug APK, import projects. If you have already the projects, you can import them, or import an Android code sample if you want to do that. That's also works. For example, you downloaded a code of Android from the internet. You can import that also. But right now, I'm going to go with this particular part. Just a sec. So if you have to create a new project, we'll just click on start a new project. Here you have these types of, objects, or you can say templates available here. This is option for you. You want an application for, check it out. You want an application for phone and tablet. You want an application for Wear OS, like what? The watches that you're using, smart watches. Wear OS, you want application for that, then you have to select this. If you want an application for TV, for automotive, or for Android things, you understand? So if you want, so this is all for all the particular devices that you want to do. So right now we are going with phone and tablet. So you have to provide the following information. So you want no activity or basic activity or MPT activity, it's up to you. So these are the templates: full screen activity, Google Maps activity. So these activities are which I'm gonna talk about in the next class, what activity is. So activity, these, the parts over here in Android development, whatever the parts we do, whatever the activity, if you have added an option, that becomes an activity. So over here, we are going to always talk about activity, okay? So I will just select this basic activity and select it and go with next. And here is the name of your application. Suppose that I'm gonna just say that test app. This is the test app, which later on you can rename also. So package name is com.example.testapp and language is Kotlin. You can use Java here. Okay, here you need to choose language Java. Remember this thing? This is very important. We are not using the language Kotlin, we are using Java, sorry. So here is minimum SDK. You can choose for which particular platform and above you want it. So this is the minimum, and after that you can choose Oreo, Nougat is there. Oreo, Nougat was after Marshmallow, yes, then Oreo, Pie is also here, and now Android 10.0Q and Android R preview is here. So you can choose any particular, so for which particular platform you want to develop this application. As I've told you, Android is having versions. Ice cream sandwich was 4.0, ice cream this, Jalebian. So you want for which particular version. So that means if you choose 4, that means above 4. If you choose 4.4, that means above 4, it will be also used for Lollipop. But if you go for backward, it will not be used. So for example, I want for Marshmallow, I will select or you can say for Oreo, the latest one. So you can select Oreo. Your app will run on approximately 53.5 devices. So you can check. If you just check Marshmallow, it will be, it's going to give you the percentage at the same time. Marshmallow, when you will run an app, so your app will run on approximately 84.9% devices. You have to make sure that. So if you check the Jalebian, that means your app will run on 99.2%. If you go down, if you check with ice cream sandwich, it's going to run on 100% devices. So it's better to choose this one, because if you develop an app for ice cream sandwich, that means you are going to use it for all those versions which are above ice cream sandwich. But if you develop an application for Kit Kat, below whatever the versions you have here, you won't be able, this application will not be working in these mobile phones. So it is better to choose this one and then finish. And you will see the first platform, it's still working. It's just indexing the symbols, processing. And you can have here all the things. This is main activity, or you can say MPT activity even. MPT activity is even better, but I just added a template, so it's okay. It's loading. So basically we are using Java and XML here in Android development. So when you create, the project, the application, automatically these are inbuilt activities. And you can see here, when you go to main activity, this is main activity, which are there. So you can see all the methods are added. Package is com.example.test. So here you just allow this particular thing. It is going to allow for the firewall. So you can see all the packages here. You will see protected white. These are methods which are overridden by this I told you about. So this is public boolean on create option menu, public this, if item ID is get item ID, and a lot of other stuffs are there. This is content.x main.xml, but this is the main activity. Even you can get it from Java here. Main activity is here. So these are all the files, Gradle, IDEA app, which you are going to understand slowly. It's loading the XML one. Activity main, if its content main is not shown, here is layout. If you talk about the layout, this is the layout file, activity main.xml content. So I will just double click on it. It's going to open it here. It's taking time to open. Oh, what's the issue with this? Main activity is working, loading this one, activity content. There's one more file, Android manifest here. These are all the files which we are basically going to use. This is about XML also, manifest.
So does this also show you like a phone screen? I want this.
Yep, it will when you, yes. When you run it over here, hold shift to debug, run. But here, run configuration, because it's not loading all the contents. That's the problem. It's taking time.
How do I see the code? The XML code for the...
Yeah, this is all the code, which I'm going to explain one by one. Is it working for you? The XML, these activity main.xml content.
I'm only seeing what the code outputs, not the code itself. I'm not seeing any XML.
Here, do you see this interface here? On the left-hand side about this test app.
I see that. I see
Yeah,
that.
you can go to Android manifest, Java is here, then COM, Example.test app. All right, so example test app, so com setup. These are other repos, drawable layout is here. So one by one, you can see these are activity main. So these are Java files where we have main activity, first fragment, second fragment. So this is main activity of Java. So you can now see it's here, content.main activity. This is you can add the elements graphically also. You can see this is content main, this is activity main and Android manifest. We can close it. But here, why this is not no devices set or run multiple open AVD manager. Create a virtual device, you have to add in this way. So device will be added. So here you can choose any other device. So if you have to run it on a device, or you want to add a device, you can just go to no, or you can even app. So open AVD manager, select create a virtual device. These are all the devices you can choose. You have to choose from phone, TV, and if it's for phone, so you can choose any device from here. For example, for me, I'm gonna go with default and click next. And here I'm gonna download which one, release name, Pi, or Q, or Urio, or Noghot. I will use anybody. So I will use, for example, Pi. Download it, accept it, and next. This is AVD which you need to install for the output to be shown in front of you. It's taking some time. It needs a lot of processing power. You know, you should be having a lot of RAM in your laptop. If you're having like 4 GB, then it will not work. Your system will get hanged. Okay, done. Package is installed. I choose Pi. Then next. AVD name, portrait or landscape. Let's be it as a portrait and then finish it. That's it. Then you have to launch it from here. You can see the run button here now as the application. Now this is selected and just click on the run button. It's already running. Oh, it's already running. Here it is. You can check it how. This is your mobile phone with you. It's starting up at the same time when you select it. And see, it's powered by Android. Here we go. This is the Android emulator that you do have. Everything is here. These are the applications. You can go back here. Are you able to add this?
No, there's an
What
error. I'll fix
You
it.
have to go here and then open AVD Manager, select a device, create a virtual device and select any device, like I said, Pixel, and then go to next. There will be an option called download and go to next. It will automatically start. You have to just launch it here. And you will get it here in the bottom of your screen. And again, you have to just run it. You can see when you click on run, you will see hello, this is first fragment. This is the first application. Hello, first fragment. You can go to next and previous, next and previous. This is just the first application of Android where we have not done anything, just it's giving us the text which is already mentioned in this particular field.
The name of the app.
Yeah, that's test app. No, test app is the name of the app which I did.
Yeah.
Name of the app is here, test app. This is just inside the default text, hello first fragment. Okay, so you can minimize it and you can see these all the things here, manifests, res and Gradle scripts. So first thing is when you go to app, you go to activity main. So when you click on Java, you'll see com.example test app. So we have first fragment here. This is the first fragment. All right, so we have the text here, extend this fragment. I don't know what's this here. Okay, I'm gonna close it. So that's the text which is automatically coming. But this is the main activity. We have nothing to do with this. But when you click on this main activity.java, you can see this is Java source file, the main source file of Java, this main activity. All right. So in this, you will have some inbuilt methods. But when we walk away, when we go through it, we have to sometimes add our own methods. So that's why I told you if you're familiar. So we are familiar with the Java. You can see protected while on create. This is a method. Bundle, save it instance state, super.onCreate is this, set content view or layout. These are all the libraries or layout of this activity main. These are all the things of, Android libraries. Toolbar is there, fab is there, length, long, automatically the thing when you have it over here. This is what we have here, like activity main, toolbar will be there, this one, then fab.id.fab, all these things are here. So this is just inbuilt. Activity main.xml is here. You can see now. This is the graphical way. If you don't want to write the code, you can just click on this. And there will be, it was just selecting, you can select it. Even you can insert the button here graphically. So this is the first tutorial I'm teaching you to add. When you go to context.main, you can see these are graphically aided buttons. When you get to comma, text view, and then button. When you click on buttons, it's not coming. Buttons, here are buttons, but text, password, email, phone. So suppose that you want to insert just, wait a sec, containers, Google Legacy, common button, image view, recycle, blur view, plain text buttons. For example, a radio button, you can just drag and drop it here. For example, the radio button here, it will come over here and the display will be here, but there's a way you can change the text even. Yep, in the right hand side, yeah, here you can check the, now there is somewhere. Yep, text is here, you can change the button. When you add the button here, it's radio button, you can change the name of it. For example, mail, all right, and then click over here, it will automatically change to mail. You can add another button, drag and drop it here, align it. And another way, these are all the properties in the right hand side you can get. ID is radio button.to, you'll go down and now we can say female. F-E-M-A-L-E, so that's Female, female. So that's it. And we'll just click over here. Automatically, it will change to female. And you have to Control S, save it. And then again, you're going to launch this particular application. So when you go, this is here. So just refresh this application. Wait a sec. So it will again refresh it. It's not giving, oh, it gave it here. Male and female both together, and the top not in the middle. We have not aligned it, so that's the problem. So let's say I'm gonna move it a bit down. Then I'm going to save it again, and again I'm gonna refresh it from this button. But still it's there. Still it's there. They can be the locations. Here it's coming in the middle. Male, female. That's the big thing. You can just layout with this. Checked. Attributes, layout with this. There will be alignment somewhere, layout. There will be somewhere style bottom, checked. Text is this text, that's it, alpha, all attributes. Phrase, radio button 2 ID. No, there is somewhere. Constant, top parent, start parent, at center. Horizontally or vertically? Horizontally. And then right click over here, center, horizontally. And then save it. And then refresh it again. No, still they are here. Anyways, not an issue. This was the first program which we did today. In the next class, inshallah, we'll move through it and I will show you more things. So this is the source package. This is the main activity that we do have. Then XML activities like activity main, where we will have the graphical tools also. If we are not able to do with the code, we can do it with the help of graphical tools also. So which we are going to learn from the next class onwards. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I am just going through this software after 1 year, not even one, more than one, because last time the second year people I have taught this, that's why I forgot, because it's a new interface. Over there it was the previous one, so I have to find out the things. Not an issue, but we'll go slowly and go through it in the next class, inshallah. All right, everything's clear about installation, the basic overview, history of Android. Do you have any questions on this?
Till now everything's okay.
Yeah. All right. So try to install it in your systems and try to check it out with yourself. Try to remember the interface. So then we can move ahead in the next class. All right.
Okay, sir.
All right. See you. Bye bye. I will check you out in the next class, inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Bye bye.